Tom Clark's Main Event is a Boink Studios production. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Boink Studios, and check us out on boinkstudios.com, where you can see all of our projects, past, present, and future. And now, on with the show.
This is Daddy's show. Step off.
Hey, what is up? Welcome back to the program, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom Clark, and this is Tom Clark's Main Event. We're back once again here on Facebook Live. Glad you are with us. We're also recording today. The show will post on YouTube, as well as Apple Podcasts and iHeartRadio. Subscribe and download today, and please follow the Tom Clark's Main Event Facebook page for more content, as well as our Patreon. This is episode number 171, and yes, we're moving right along here on Facebook Live. We want to thank everyone for joining us here, of course, and for coming back each and every week. Much thanks to Heidi Ryan and the whole crew at Wrestling Rumors for giving us this platform. We do greatly appreciate it. So episode number 170 was the latest coronavirus cancellations. We talked about what the thing is doing to live events, how it's affecting the entire industry from top to bottom, and everything in between. And this time, yes, we've got more of the same because it's dominating our industry right now. It's dominating all of our talk and our thought processes and everything, not just in pro wrestling, but the world in general. So yes, we're going to keep on keeping on. This time, the main event is the empty arena era. How's everyone doing out there? Episode number 171. Allow me a moment to type something. Okay. There you go. Boom. All right. So, sorry, I had to do a little something. Take care of some business. How's everybody doing, man? Hope everybody out there is doing great. Hope you had a good week. Jeff is missing me again. Got a job working Fridays now. Shame on you, Jeff. Hey, man, you got to pay the bills. It's all good, man. I totally get it. We are staying safe here, Ryan. Hope you are as well. Thank you, my man, for hanging out. Yes, Linda, Linda works in healthcare. Linda, please be careful. Yeah, for sure. Take care of yourself. Everyone out there listening to this, take care of yourself. Alicia, what's up? How are you? Welcome to the show again. I have to say, I love the AEW Empty Arena show as well. I'm a big fan of that. I thought they did fantastic. The different camera angles, the things they did, I thought was pretty cool. James says Brody Lee should have the... No, don't wait for what, man. There's no telling when they can get back in front of a live crowd, so just make it happen. By the way, Wakanda forever. So that's right. If you're just listening and not watching, you're missing Tom. Drink the coffee. Tom's got to have the coffee. Feel free to buy me some coffee. Yeah. Shane says just postpone WrestleMania until the virus is over. But Shane, there again, I ask you, how long are we talking? Are we talking April, May, June, July, August? I have no idea how long this thing's gonna last, man. That's right. Broken Matt Hardy is in AEW. That's pretty cool. It is weird watching wrestling without the fan interaction. Jim, you're totally right, but it's different. AEW did a fantastic job, I thought. Much better than WWE did. How is Jake's new man? What do you think of new female wrestler AEW? Great job, Luke Harper. You talking about Lance Archer? Archer's fantastic. Hello, Sandy in Germany. Hello, Belinda. How are you? Lance Archer's fantastic. If you don't know any of his New Japan work, I heavily advise you to go look it up. It's some really good stuff. AEW figured out how to put on a good show without an audience. WWE has not. Good job, Christopher, on that one. So, before we get going too awful hard today, remember last Friday how I teased a Patreon page? Well, guess what, folks? That sucker went live last Friday night. That's right. Yours truly has his own Patreon. Just go to Patreon, look up Tom Clark's Main Event, and you will see me there. By the way, I have my own Facebook page for the show. I think I've invited several of you to like it. Thank you for doing so. It's Tom Clark's Main Event on Facebook, okay? So here's what my ask is. I have a $5, a $10, and a $20 tier, okay? So what I'm asking is, there's no charge to go look at the page. There's no charge to go look and see what I'm offering, okay? So all I'm asking is go check it out. If you come back and say, Tom, I love the content, it's a bit too pricey for me, I completely get it. I completely understand. I am offering something free, a freebie at the beginning. You will get a postcard signed by yours truly with a little message on there and a pretty sweet pro wrestling postcard too. And I will mail it directly to your house, or to your P.O. box, whatever, what have you. It's something above and beyond the main event. We're all looking for some entertainment right now because we can't go see the shows live. So please, my only ask is that you go check out the Patreon page. Check out the tiers. See if one of them sounds good to you. The $5 tier has a lot to do directly with the show that you're watching and listening to right now. The $10 and $20 tiers are a little bit different. They're above and beyond the actual main event show itself. I will never charge for this show. This show will always be free. It's available, as we said before, on Apple Podcasts, as well as Google Play and on iHeartRadio and YouTube. So there you go. Yeah, man, just let me know what you guys think. A lot of you were pretty excited last week to hear about the Patreon page. I gotta be honest with you, I'm not getting much action on there. It just could be that no one really knows about it. So please, if you will, take 5 minutes out of your day, either while you're listening right now or watching, or after the show's over. Please go check it out. Let me know if it's something you'd be interested in. And just the process is real easy. You click a tier, you click sign up. They get your information, and boom, it's off to the races. You get a video message from me thanking you for signing up. It's a pretty cool deal. So yeah, please do so. That would be awesome. And again, of course, I would very much appreciate it. Sandy mentioned is Undertaker American Bad A. So the thing about that is that you can't really do the entrance with Taker, man. He's got the smoke and the fog and the fire and the druids and all that stuff. I guess you could do it in the Performance Center, but it kind of seems a little weird to do it, right? So they decided just to go, like, I guess he just showed up on his Harley or whatever bike he's driving nowadays or riding, and just popped in for an appearance. How you guys feel about him and AJ? Because I got to be honest with you, I don't really care. And I cared long before they moved the venue, if I'm being honest. It's my first coffee of the day, folks. So yeah, it has nothing to do with moving the venue. I just don't care about it, to be honest with you. I thought they flubbed it up in Saudi. I think that every time you turn around, Taker's getting the best of him, which kind of tells me AJ is going to win, but I could be wrong. Will Stone Cold be involved at WrestleMania? Wesley, I'm going to tell you something. By the way, thanks for watching, man. If you've never watched before, I appreciate it. So here's my thoughts on Austin. If you saw the spot on Monday with Austin, he kicked Byron Saxton right between the legs. And I'm not saying he killed the guy. He barely just grazed him. But that's the point. Austin could barely get his leg up. Now listen, Austin very rarely ever just shows up and phones it in. Okay? So that being said, I just don't think he's in any shape to wrestle again. He has said for years he's not interested. Let the man keep his retirement. I know that everybody talks about the fact that Edge came back. It's a sign that other people could come back. I just don't care about it, honestly, at this point. Austin's happy. Let him stay happy. Of all the guys that you could say tarnished their retirement, maybe you could say Shawn did. Maybe you could say Edge has. I don't know. Up to you. I don't want anything that Austin did. Now, having said that, it's Austin's career. It's his life. If he wants to do it, go with God. I don't care. But it personally, as a fan, I just don't want to see it. That's just me talking. He's just not the same guy. Eric says, did I miss the free T-shirt? Hope all is going good. Thank you, my man. Thank you very much. Hello, JD. Thanks for always watching, man. I know you always pop up. I appreciate you. To all you regulars out there who watch each and every week, I could not be more appreciative of you guys. You're the ones that are keeping us floating here on Wrestling Rumors. You guys are faithful to the end, loyal always. Thank you so much for that. I know you're faithful and loyal to other shows too. And here's the deal. I want us to all support each other, especially as pro wrestling fans in these trying times. I know it sounds silly because this pro wrestling is not real life, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I feel like we all had to sort of hang in there and as I said before, just support each other. So thank you, Joe. Appreciate that. It's a nice little touch, isn't it, the sign? But yeah, man, hello, India. How are you today? But yeah, all the regulars who always hang out and watch every single week, thank you so much. And again, I would encourage you folks to go to my Patreon, Tom Clark's Main Event on Patreon. Check it out. Tell me what you think. And I promise you, I'm not breaking your bank, dude. I'm not trying to get rich off you at all. Okay. But we got to make a living at this stuff, and I'm no different than anyone else. I want to make a living at what I'm doing, so I want to make a little bit of money on it. So there's no charge to talk to me. Okay, like this. So there you go. Raining like crazy in Ohio. Luke with the crazy weather happening. Baby, it's 80 degrees here, and it's awesome. It's awesome. Hello, Brad. How you doing, man? Love taking the other old... Dave, doing well, sir. Hope you are. Love Taker and the other older pros, but please stop trying to live the glory years. Well, it's not just so much them, man. It's WWE, for sure. For sure. Beautiful match would be Edge and Orton. Well, they're going to work, for sure. They're going to work. I didn't hate NXT, Sandy. I can't say I loved it, to be honest with you. Carlos says I had technical problems in the last few weeks. Brother, I feel you there. Is Brock still in Canada? Will he be able to be at Mania? That's a good question, Kyle. That's a fantastic question. They've closed the border, so I don't know. It could very well affect it. We'll see what happens. If the travel ban is still happening in 2 weeks, I assume it will be. Hello, Ray. How are you? Corey, how you doing, my friend? And by the way, shout-outs are part of the program on Patreon. So, Corey, in addition to the shout-out, you know what you could get, my man, if you signed up? You send me questions every month, and your questions are among the first that I read out, independent of everyone else popping up and asking questions. And I answer you directly and then give you a shout-out on the program. So there you go. Think about that, because it's fun stuff. I just realized I'm not looking at the camera. I'm looking up here. The camera was here. Isn't that crazy? Actually, I got another TV going, which is what I'm doing right now. So 2 TVs, man. That's how I roll. And plus, I got the phone happening here. I got 3 things happening right now. It's insane. So I'm multimedia, and I multitask. And I got to remember that you people are right there. There you go. Everyone's doing okay on my end. Everyone's staying safe. Charlie in London in the UK. Charlie, what's up? Thank you for hanging out, good sir. I appreciate that. I enjoyed AEW, JD. I thought they did a fantastic job. I do like Punk, for sure, Sandy, for sure. Cheryl says delete, delete, delete. No news on Kelly, my man. Thank you, Bonnie. You as well. That parking lot match would be great. See, there's so much to keep up with, man. There's so much to read. That's not the first time I've been asked the question about Mania possibly going to the UK. I don't know why they wouldn't do it. Can I be honest with you, though? I truly believe that Mania will be in Saudi Arabia before it's going to be anywhere else in Europe. I just call it like I see it, man. Blood money. They can call the pay-per-view blood money. They can have the theme of WrestleMania. WrestleMania 37, blood money. I'm just saying. Paige, I guess, just didn't want anything to do with it. I don't know if she had a travel issue or what. I don't have the skinny on that at this time. I don't know what she could have said. No disrespect to Paige. Listen, I always tell you guys that I don't make it personal. And I don't. I'm not changing that. I don't make it personal when it comes to doing what I do here. I don't fault anyone for having a life outside of the business. I don't fault anyone for doing their own thing. I don't fault anyone for having a family or having a husband or wife or a significant other. And I don't fault what they do in their spare time. I just, I don't know. Paige just, in my opinion, through a lot of no fault of her own, has a lot of baggage. And here's my deal. They're not doing anything with her, which is not helping. They're not giving her anything to do. Now, I don't know if that's her call or if it's their call or maybe it's a combination of both. I couldn't answer those questions. But, if you want me to care about someone on my TV, they got to be doing something. It's not enough to just come back and cut a promo. The promo might be hot, and it might be, oh, that was hot, that was awesome. I need something else, man. That's where I'm at on Paige right now. As I said, no disrespect. I don't mean it like that. You know what I mean? I need something more than just I'm showing up whenever they tell me to and saying a few words. I don't know, dude. That's just me. Sean, the news on the Young Bucks is that he has a kid and he's taking some time off. And is it Matt Jackson that's out? Dude, I'm sorry. I get them mixed up. I continue to get these guys mixed up. Isn't that crazy? We'll say giving up on Punk. I think it's a good move. Shane said, I just thought of this. With the virus going around, Asuka needs to quit using the poison mist. Unfortunately, Shane, I hate to say that they would go that far, but I wouldn't be surprised if they go that far. By the way, I'm watching old NWA wrestling. I'm looking at Crusher Khrushchev, a.k.a. Barry Darso, and then Ivan Koloff and Nikita. Nephew Nikita. There you go. So, yeah, I like to watch wrestling whenever I'm doing the show. And I was trying to figure out what to put on. I'm like, screw it. I'm just going to keep watching NWA. It's where it's at anyway. They could have moved WrestleMania to Antarctica. Elvis Martinez, fantastic job, my friend. What do you think of WWE doing 2 days of WrestleMania 36? Sal, it won't be Mania. We can call it Mania all day long, but you and I both know it won't be Mania. It'll be their best version of Mania they can do right now in 2020, the circumstances being the way they are. So, Robbie says I saw Psycho sit on Pancakes Power Slams. Yes, Chris is the man. I put Chris over when we went live today. He's fantastic. So please go check his show out for sure. Yeah, he's a really good cat too. Really good dude. So there you go. Yeah, I just feel like right, and the title of this one is the Empty Arena Era, which I think is what it will be known as 5 years from now, maybe sooner than that, the Empty Arena Era. And by the way, feel free to take that. Just give me props when you tell everybody. And by the way, Boogie's on my TV, Jimmy Valiant. I got to work with Jimmy quite a bit. He came up to a company I was running, or running with, I should say, and we brought Boogie up all the time. So he was awesome. Jimmy Valiant's awesome, dude. So there you go. But yeah, man, it's hard to get into the product now. With the no live audience really affects how you take it in at home. How often does your reaction at home gauged and based upon how the reaction is live in the arena? To me, I think it has more of an influence that probably any one of us would maybe like to admit. We often like to say we don't care about what the dumb crowd's doing, and the crowd a lot of times is pretty freaking lame, right? I think it does impact us for sure. Hello, Robbie. How you doing? He shot Goldberg keeping the belt. I think there's every shot in the world, Ray, that he'll keep the title. Why not? I know what you're saying. Don't hit me with why not. Everyone's going to beat me over the head of the club. I just mean why not in terms of they can always give it to Roman later. Why give it to him at Mania? I don't know. Let's see. How do I get to be a top fan? Wilf, I think it just depends on how often you interact. But Wilf, if you want to become a Patreon, I got news for you on that one. Go to Tom Clark's Main Event on Patreon.com. Boom! There you go. Thought on Bret Hart's word on Screwjob and Sessions compared to Dark Side of the Ring seem like two different people. Like his perception change of a story. I don't know, man. Bret, it's been something of an enigma to me over the years. The guys, like you said, his opinions have changed. Things go different with this guy. At one time, I was very upset with him, and I was saying things like, he needs to let go of the past and let go of what happened and be a man and move on, do the right thing for the fans. Well, he did those things. Then he continued to say things about WWE in the press and stuff. And, no disrespect to Bret. He's one of the best of all time. I don't know. It's kind of a bizarre thing with him. I'm not sure why that is. Hello, Justin. What's going on? Kyle says, I think it's hard to move Mania because the reports are Seth and Baker will be off TV for a little while, and who knows if Cena will be around. That's a good call. You know what my opinion is about WrestleMania? Just have the friggin' thing, man. Get back on your feet later. If it means that SummerSlam becomes the biggest event of the year by default, then just let that become the biggest event of the year for you. It's fine. SummerSlam is a big event. Nothing's as big as Mania, but do what you got to do, man. Just go ahead and hold the event and get it over with. That's my opinion. No, sir, JD. It's always been this way. It's just that you guys never saw this angle of The Office. So, yeah, I've got Hendrix, and now the logo is covering up my Black Lightning right below Hendrix. I've got wrestling DVDs and T-shirts and pop vinyls behind me. So, yeah, this is essentially, like you said, a man cave. I call it Tomland because I feel the need to name stuff. I have this incessant need to give names and labels to everything I do. So I'm very prim and proper in that respect. Did you see online on Facebook that I think it was Cody and the Young Bucks gave out their phone number? Yeah. Okay, so Carlos, call for what it is. Did you really get their phone numbers, or did you get a number that they set up to receive text messages? That may have been what you got. Let's just call it for what it is. But you know what? Good on them. They believe in communication with the fans. They believe in including the fans. They don't want to leave the crowd out. I applaud that. That's what we at High Velocity Wrestling attempt to do. And by the way, if you don't know what HVW is, go give us a like on Facebook. It's the black and purple logo, High Velocity Wrestling on Facebook. I'm the social media director for HVW. We recently had to cancel our March 28th show because of everything going on out in the world. It is what it is, but we'll get back on our feet for sure. Jake Snake Roberts, yes, Sal. I heard another podcaster the other day say that he thought that Jake was maybe putting himself over a bit too much. I think maybe that's a bit premature right now. Jake is still a good promo. Jake will be in a wheelchair with, blind and on a feeding tube or whatever, and he'll still cut a promo, a best promo than anything else you hear on the show. if I get my words out. Because he's Jake and he's awesome. Thank you, Christopher, for that. So, so the boys outside with his friends right now having fun. They all wanted to be downstairs playing Madden 20, but the truth is they were all getting way too into the game, so I booted them out. I showed them the door. I kicked them to the curb. I got them out of here. Had to. Hear that? They're outside now, hooping and hollering, so there you go. Sandy says in Germany, nobody's allowed in the streets. Sandy, that's insane, man. Robbie asked me about Blood and Glory. Robbie, I'm guessing that Blood and Glory is TNA or Impact Wrestling. Is that what it is? Am I missing something? Robbie, tell me what you're talking about, man. I don't want to just ignore your question there. WWE puts wrestlers in the crowd like AEW did. Yeah, well, Kyle, here's the thing. If AEW did it, they're not going to do it. And if they do, they'll do it different and then take credit for it. So, because basically, if it didn't come from Vince, he thinks it doesn't matter. I'm just calling like I see it. Yeah, Hornswoggle was that Hornswoggle, JD? I thought it was, but if that was him, he got in tremendous shape. Is that really him? Because I thought Swoggle caught some weight. I caught some weight, folks. Gained some weight. Was it him for real? Yes, Will, if our schools are closed and my kid was just, he's over the moon about it. He's over the moon about it, for sure. So, if you're quarantined at home, what old... Oh, man. Shane, let me tell you something. If they were to put out a quarantine or say that I came in contact with somebody or said that everybody's got to stay home for a week or so, 2 weeks, baby, my WWE network will get worn out. My New Japan world will get worn out. I'll be watching all kinds of great content. And Shane, you know for sure, when it comes to old the New Japan stuff, you and I will be on board watching that stuff for sure. So, by the way, it's part of the Patreon package. Watching an event. We could make one of those events a New Japan event if everybody wanted to be on board with that. We could watch at the same time, queue up the video, hit start at the same time, and hang out. You know, we could always incorporate that into the Patreon at some point. So that'd be fun. It's just something to think about, man. WWE will have the Hall of Fame at SummerSlam. Yeah, they've pushed it. It looks like it's going to be part of SummerSlam. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know if that's true or not. Georgia Smith, who is Davey Boy's daughter, says something to the effect. Is that his daughter or his wife? Maybe it's his daughter. Says something to that effect on Twitter the other day. So, yeah, they've pushed it back. It's probably a good move. Sandy says Brock versus Lashley at SummerSlam. I don't know, man. It's a possibility. They've both wanted the match for a long time. Both of them have wanted it forever. So we'll see what happens. It'd be interesting. By the way, I'm going to have to go out and get a few things after the show's over. Isn't that terrible? The stores were insane. So the empty arena thing, again, it's a different animal. It's a different thing to look at. It's a different way to absorb pro wrestling. It's a different way to watch it, different way to experience it. I've never been, well, of course, you've never been in an empty arena. I've never been involved with a promotion that's done an empty arena show. We talked about doing it on March 28th, but we just couldn't get the logistics of the thing nailed down. So Mark says, hi from Canada. Love seeing Edge. Phil Connect. There you go, Mark. Got to support the hometown boy, right? That's good. Blood and Guts, Robbie. I thought that's what you were talking about. They're not referencing when the show's going to happen. The good news for them is if they can keep this storyline going between Cody and his crew and the Inner Circle going forever, if they need to, just with promos and with video packages and vignettes and stuff, so they can keep going forever without even having to have matches, man. Run-ins and the like, you know. And on AEW Dynamite this past Wednesday, all they talked about was the next time we're here on the next Dynamite when Blood and Guts happens. They were never specific. See you, Sandy. Thanks for hanging out, man. So yeah. Brother, I'm still encouraging you to get New Japan World. It's $10 a month, man. A true $10, $9.99. So you should totally check it out. I don't think there's a commitment to sign up, man. Dude, I'm telling you, you'll dig it, man. If I were you, I'd definitely go check it out for sure. Robin, hello. WrestleMania at this point, yes, will still be on, and it will be a 2-day event. We will see what happens. Yes. I don't know what's going on with Jenna. Jenna. Hello, Jenna. I meant to say hello to you. I don't know what's going on with TakeOver at this point. It always supposed to happen the night before Mania. I don't think it'll be like that this time. Mania's going to be on the 4th and the 5th, Saturday and Sunday. So TakeOver could be that Friday, maybe. I don't know if they've officially nailed it down. Jeff, I love MJF. He's fantastic. Next time my dog gets the boot out of here as well because he's walking around. Wicket, go sit down somewhere. Sit. Get up on the couch. Get up on the couch. Now he thinks I'm going to pet him. So, okay, I'll pet him. Crazy. It keeps you still, doesn't it? This moment of dog petting brought to you by Tom Clark's Main Event. By the way, we had a health scare with the dog this week. Turns out, dogs can't have raisins or grapes. If you didn't know, now you know. Don't do it. It's a terrible idea. They're toxic. Toxic, legit, so don't do it. I didn't know. He's fine, though. It's all good. Joe says Buddy Murphy's soon to be a main eventer thanks to Seth. We'll see. If he's a main event, it'll be thanks to Vince. Because Vince signs off. And I'm going to be honest with you, Joe. Buddy's a hit today. May not be a hit next week. Look at Cedric Alexander. What happened to him? Look at Ricochet. And I know Rick's still on TV and stuff, but dude, they've all but destroyed this guy. And they totally destroyed Cedric, man. Both those guys were like, Cedric was one of the new bloods, one of the new guys coming up. Whatever happened to him, man? You rarely ever see him anymore. You know what I mean? Thank you, Rebecca. You as well. So, yeah. Why do they put Mania on 2? Because, honestly, Jenna, my best guess about the Mania thing with being 2 days, they can keep the number of people down. If you add up all the talents booked on that card, plus the production crew, plus the on-air broadcast team and all that, you're in excess of 50, I would think. So, in order to keep that down, you spread the matches out over 2 days, so you can keep it under 50 on both days. That'd be my guess. Ryback versus Goldberg. Matias Sambo. Best name ever. Besides Elvis Martinez. What's up, Matias? So, I don't know how anxious I would be to see Ryback and Goldberg. Can I be honest with you? I just don't even know how I'd feel about that, man. I don't dislike either guy. I've always been a Goldberg fan. Ryback, he's an acquired taste. But I was one of the guys that was pulling for Ryback when he was coming up. They were doing the Goldberg treatment. I was actually pulling for him. Like I say, I don't dislike either guy. Do I want to see a match between them? No. No. I don't think so. That's just me talking. Dominic's a fan of Gargano and Ciampa, which brings up an interesting point. When it comes to Tommaso Ciampa, yes, Robin, WrestleMania will be over 2 days. April 4th and 5th, Robin. Yes. Dominic's a fan of Gargano and Ciampa, but here's the deal with that. I mean, they have both made it known that they don't care about going to the main roster full time. They don't care about it. They both want to stay where they are. Well, here's the issue, not problem, but issue with that. If you're not going anywhere, and you told everyone you're not going anywhere, you have no intentions of going anywhere, well, guess what? You're going to keep bumping into each other. They're both alpha males, and as long as you're an alpha male, you're going to bump into the other alpha male at every turn. So with that being the case, man, then I have to question how soon you're going to get tired of seeing these two guys work each other. It's not like Flair and Dusty, where every time they touched it was magic. You needed hardly no setup. They're feeling the need to explain this thing between Gargano and Ciampa at every turn. They always have to set up, and they'll go back through the entire history of both guys together, from when they tag team to when Ciampa turned on him to begin with, and everything in between. But they feel the need to go through this huge, long, drawn-out history lesson. They never need to do that with Rick and Dusty. Now, I know Rick and Dusty are two different specimens. They're two different stories here. They never needed a setup. You knew going in what the deal was. You didn't need to explain anything. But WWE, because they overthink everything, feels the need to massively explain this rivalry as if we need to hear it anymore. Do I need to see it anymore? Dude, I don't know if I even need to see it anymore, if I'm being honest with you. It's just my thoughts. Shane says, I like the wrestling at the Performance Center. It reminds me of the old school studio shows. Oh, absolutely. That's one of the reasons why NWA Power gets such good reviews, you know? So, I'm out of coffee. I like hazelnut. Where's my hazelnut, people? It's my favorite coffee ever. It's just fantastic. I've not seen Austin with Brett on the network. Are you talking about on the show, maybe? JD just mentioned Penelope Ford. I've not seen enough of Penelope to have a solid opinion on her as far as her work in the ring. I need to see some more in order to know exactly, form like an educated opinion on her. I don't care for Joey Janela too much, if I'm being honest. But to his credit, he's tweaking his look, or they are, I should say. Maybe he'll be able to pull this thing out and become a respected pro wrestler, which is kind of odd. I guess as long as the guy's making money, I guess he thinks that's all that matters, and maybe it is. Who am I to say? I just don't know if you want to be remembered for certain things or not 20 years from now. I don't know, man. Like I said, who am I to judge? Pat says, do you think that Brian Cage will ever make it? When you say make it, Pat, though you may not have meant to put it that way, make it kind of denotes that he hasn't made it already, that maybe he's not upper tier. I think Brian Cage is a really, really talented guy. His body's tremendous, and I think he's got a good mind for this. The biggest question for Cage and for any of the talent, whether they're already working for Vince, they're already working for Tony Khan or whoever it may be, are you happy? Are you getting what you need? Not just what you want. Are you getting? Not. I mean, how many of us really have what we want, what we truly want? But are you getting what you need? Are your bills getting paid? Is your travel cut down to a rate at which you can afford to travel that you're comfortable with? Are you away from your family for a period of time that's not a deal breaker? How's your health? Is the schedule too much? Is your body taking too much of a beating? Are you working guys that maybe you're having to carry in the ring and it's getting to become too much of a chore for you? All these factors play in. How you're feeling on any given day, obviously, as I said. All that affects whether or not a pro wrestler is truly happy. How are you? You know what I'm saying? How are you on a day-to-day basis? When you wake up, are you dreading going to TV? Or are you looking forward to it? Is there too much politics? All these things play a factor. If Cage is happy where he is, if Cage is happy doing what he's doing, the way he's doing right now, then go with God. If he's not happy, then he should look elsewhere. I would tell you for sure, this no doubt in my mind, AEW would definitely take a look at him. They need some bigger guys. It doesn't mean they need big, immovable guys who can't move and can't work and can't pick up and can't get up off the mat. I never said that. Wardlow is a good example of that. Is a guy that you don't really know what he has until he starts working, and Wardlow is pretty good. So Jeff Cobb is very good. Okay, holy cow. So they need more of the like. Lance Archer, very good. So they need to get big. So he would be a good addition. But I don't know. We'll see. Bring Jeff back as Willow. Well, they've already brought him back. I mean, I guess they could. Here's the problem, Paul. So Willow is Jeff's creation. Broken Matt Hardy was Matt's creation. When they couldn't use the name because of the TNA thing, Vince just worked around and called him Woken. Which, I didn't hate that. I thought they made the best of a bad situation. But then they had to tweak the character to the point that it became ridiculous. They didn't just let Matt be Matt. If you let these guys be themselves and it works and it gets over, why in the world would you ever change it? 2 reasons, 2 words. Vince McMahon. Because he has to put his stamp on everything, man. He has to. He can't help himself at this point. That company can't help itself. They get in their own way. They shoot their own selves in the foot all the time. It's just what they do. Dominic says, looking forward to Finn versus Walter. Yes, totally agree with that. I love Walter. He's fantastic. Hello, Alan. What is up, top fan? How are you, sir? So, yes, he's fantastic. I just love watching Walter. I love that he's not a Brock Lesnar clone. The first comparison you get is Brock Lesnar, for obvious reasons. I love that we don't have to worry about that with him because Walter can talk, and he has a presence. He's very physical. He's very dominating, but it's different than Brock. You know what I mean? I still think we'll see Walter versus Brock Lesnar. I hope we don't because Brock's winning. I mean, listen, anyone that talks to me about, I want to see dream match, Brock versus somebody. Brock's winning. Brock's winning. I mean, end of the day, Brock's winning. If Drew McIntyre is the real deal, if this is the real thing, if this is Drew's coronation as the next top guy in Vince McMahon's company, then he will beat Brock Lesnar. There's 2 guys that have gotten over on Brock with no rebuttal. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. Brock didn't beat either guy in the end. Everyone else he's beaten, including John Cena. I've said that till I'm blue in the face, and you guys know I'm right. If Drew beats him at Mania, hold your breath. Because he's still got to get... Now, see, in a normal year, when I would say hold your breath because you got to get through the summer. The truth is we don't know what's going to happen. But let's say none of this stuff was happening in the world. I would tell you to hold your breath because he's still got to get through the summer. He's got to get through another Saudi show at some point. He's got to get SummerSlam. And then the whole thing could come crashing down around him. Don't just assume that this is Drew's big moment. Drew could lose at Mania. Okay, and if he does win, don't assume it's forever because it may not be forever. I'm just calling it like I see it, man. Jenna says she hates Brock. And by the way, we're going to queue up. We're going to queue up some Brock Lesnar. That's a joke. I'm not queuing up Brock Lesnar. I am going to queue up. I'm going to queue up some more NWA World Championship Wrestling. Not the company, the show. Hello, Pamela in Indiana. How are you? Thank you so much for tuning in today. Robin says, why is Brock always WWE champion? He was going to leave, or is Vince McMahon playing him? Paying? Well, Robin, to your point, yes, he's paid a butt ton of money. Here in the South, we refer to that as a butt ton of money. So, yeah. And for some reason, I got nothing happening on the Fire Stick right now. Technology sucks. Dominic says, why? Brock is horrible. Well, Brock makes money, man. Brock brings ratings. Brock brings attention. Brock brings legitimacy. And the funny part is, they're the ones that made him legitimate to begin with. Brock owes them more than they owe him. Did you hear what I said? Brock owes them more than they owe him. Period. Without them getting Brock, putting him on the map, he was already a champion in amateur ranks. He was already there. Already collegiate champion. I get it. But, dude, without them putting him on the map in the nationwide spotlight, the national spotlight, he would have never gotten there. Well, he probably would have gotten there, but he would have gotten there through some different avenue. Right? It might would have took longer. It didn't take long with WWE. They knew what they had, and they fed him everybody they could and got him over in a heartbeat. Because that's what you do with Brock Lesnar. I don't fault him for that. But, man, he owes them more than they ever owe him. That's my opinion. I can't wait till W launches a Brock Lesnar streaming. That's a good one, Larry. Very well done. David says, hello from Australia. Hello, down under, my friend. We are such and such time into the show. We've been going for about 45 minutes. I want to go ahead and remind everyone again before we end up wrapping the show up here, and maybe we'll go another 10 or so. I want to remind everyone again of my Patreon page. I know I've taught it to death so far on the show. Please go visit Tom Clark's Main Event on Patreon. I have 3 tiers. They're all very, very affordable. It's some exclusive content. It's some stuff above and beyond the show. I would encourage you to go check it out. I would thank you very much. I, just like the rest of you people watching and listening today, I'm a working stiff, and I want to make money at what I'm doing, and I want to get paid for my services. So I have some services. I want to give them to you. So if you'll go to Patreon and sign up, that would be very much appreciated. Thank you so much in advance for checking it out. Jenna says, do you see a time when wrestling will get back to normal? I hope so. I really want it to. I miss it. I miss, I miss the normality of it. As normal as pro wrestling can be, I suppose, right? I miss it. So I want it to happen. I want to see it happen sooner rather than later, for sure. I'd love to see it happen. When do I think it will? I do think it will. I don't know what the timetable is for it happening, if I'm being honest with you. Pardon the clicking right now, folks. I'm trying to get back on the thing here. And click. There we go. So, yeah, I hope so. I hope so. For nothing else, because I want HVW to get back on track, because we need to get back on track. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, for sure. So, pardon my sound here. I'm doing the thing again, aren't I? My apologies. Well, WWE Network is all well and good, but they don't do such a great job at making this thing very user-friendly. And now they're talking about maybe taking this thing and moving it around and putting it on different systems and changing the way it works and all that hoo-ha, and I just don't understand any of it. I don't understand why they would have to do that. Robbie asked if the no prize is on hold for now. Well, Robbie, I got to be honest with you, man. No one's hitting me with anything good enough to get the no prize. So if you want the no prize, you got to step up to bat, baby. I'm just saying. Jenna says, give me normal wrestling at the minute. Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. Wrestling's not the same without the crowd. Part of what we do in the business of pro wrestling is we feed off the crowd. We feed off the live audience. I mean, it's, I would submit to you that it's 60-40. It's 40% the actual matches and the actual promos and the actual work in the ring and around the ring on vignettes and backstage videos and promos and online stuff. That's 40%. 60% is the crowd reaction, the crowd itself, how they accept it, how they reject it, how they interact, how they love it, how they hate it, all the in between. So I would say to you that, yeah, it absolutely is a big deal that there's no crowd in attendance for sure. So if McIntyre beats Brock, Heyman will see it only counts if there's people. Yeah, I'll give it to you, and he should say it. He's a heel. He should say things like that to protect his client, as they say, right? I absolutely get that totally. I mean, it makes sense to me, right? Why wouldn't he say that for sure? So, sorry, I was looking at something. This moment of silence brought to you by Tom Clark's Main Event. All right, man. We've barely gone an hour here today. Is there anything else you guys want to throw to me right now before we start to take it home? Is there anything at all you want to talk about? Please hit me and let's hear it. Make it good. I want to give out a no prize today, so let's make that happen. What do we have to do to make that happen, folks? Hit me with something good, man. Hit me. As I try to navigate the app here again, and Matea says WWE needs fighting championship, and Brock has not won the Royal Rumble. Eliminate all those 14 because they don't know how to take on Brock. He's the the kid they called Kenny Omega the best bout machine. He called himself that, whatever. But let's just call it for what it is. Brock is the main event machine in WWE. That's just how it is, man. And you can not like that at all, but that's just the reality of the situation. He's the main event machine. He really is. So lots of people hate it. Lots of people complain. Every time we go live, they complain about it. If I'm being straight with you. It is what it is. They complain all the time. But at the same time, man, you can't ignore the facts. The facts are that he's their guy. He's always been their guy. And, we'll see what happens. I don't know if I envision a time where he won't be their guy, if I'm being real with you. I don't know, man. I don't know. So, la 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 la. Man, there's Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling on the WWE Network. That's got to be good stuff. This is all the more reason you guys should go to the Patreon and sign up so we can watch some stuff together, man. I would love that. Are you kidding me? That'd be so much fun, dude. Shut up. Shut up. You kidding? Get to see Magnum and Dusty together? Dude, get out of town. Get right out of town. It's good stuff, man. For sure. We're just going to click that one. It's 1985. It's got Ric Flair, baby. Can't go wrong there. I read where Brock is Canadian and what if he can't make it to yeah, we've already talked about that, Darren. That's a good point. I don't know if he's going to be there or not, but if not, boom, what happens then? Would they ever have Heyman turn on Brock? They teased the crap out of it, didn't they? They teased the life out of it and then didn't happen. So that's an excellent question, man. I don't know. I'll put it this way. No one else works with Paul. No one else. They tried Cesaro, it didn't work. They tried Ryback, it didn't work. Curtis Axel didn't work. Well, it didn't work because they wouldn't allow it to work. They wouldn't give Paul the room, the time, and the spots he needed to get the thing over, to get his guys over. They just sort of let those guys just sort of sit there and not do much of anything. No one gets over when no one gets to do anything, okay? So that's sort of what happened with that. We'll see. Yeah, Larry, I'm with you. Was Triple H really demoted, or feels like he demoted himself? I think it's maybe the latter instead of the former. All right, man, I think we're getting ready to take this sucker home. Listen, I just want to thank everybody again out there for hanging out, for watching, for listening. Remember to subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, iHeartRadio. Check us out on YouTube as well. It's under my name, Tom Clark. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, for showing up today. Of course, it's greatly appreciated. I'll encourage you once again, if you will, if if you would give me your time and your patience and your attention, please go to my Patreon, Tom Clark's Main Event on Patreon. Check out the services. Check out everything there. Come back and tell me what you think. I'd love to see some of you sign up so we get these live things rolling. Not just live events, but recorded events also. We go watch some cool stuff together and hang out and talk about it. It'd be awesome. Please go do that so we can make this happen, man. I'm looking forward to it. Listen, man, I'm getting out of here. That's all I got for you this time. We'll be back next Friday, barring any unforeseen circumstance. Please take care of each other out there. Be safe. Be sane. Keep your common sense about you. And please stay home if you can, all right? Go enjoy some classic pro wrestling online. WWE Network, New Japan World, Ring of Honor, Honor Club. Do whatever you can do to watch yourself some pro wrestling and still enjoy the business as much as you can. I'm getting out of here. Stay up to date with the show. Stay up to date with me, with HVW Online. Please stay up to date with Wrestling Rumors. It's a fantastic website, man. Much kudos to them as always. We're getting out of here. We'll see you next time on Tom Clark's Main Event.